Where did I say Bitcoin could go? I said it could go to 30,500. What was the high yesterday? 30,500 and change. What are we doing today? We're holding basically flat on Bitcoin. This to me is the groundbreaking level. All right. So what I mean by groundbreaking level, and this is a very important concept, groundbreaking level is this is the Great Wall of China. This is the brick wall that has, that's 10 feet wide, whatever you want to call it. This level is a psychological major level. In addition, I saw someone mentioning it in the comments as well, is that keep in mind, the rally on Bitcoin has been on light volume lately. That's a concern. What that tells me is it's not big money buying.
Popular technical analyst and chief market strategist of InTheMoneyStocks.com, Gareth Soloway has updated his price prediction for leading crypto assets, including Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, and Matic. Following the release of the U.S. inflation data for March, the markets rallied significantly, with Bitcoin staying well above the crucial $30,000 level. In previous broadcasts, Soloway had indicated that a rise above this level might indicate the beginning of a new bull market for the leading crypto asset. This statement is pretty significant because Soloway has been consistently bearish on Bitcoin since it hit $65,000 in 2021, when other analysts were calling for a meteoric bounce to $100,000 or higher. Soloway insisted that Bitcoin was going to the sub-20s. Then Soloway explained that the macro uncertainty and the overall economic meltdown were bound to seep into the crypto ecosystem and drastically tumble prices. We saw that play out perfectly in 2022. Yet Soloway remained largely bearish on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, especially in the short term. In fact, since 2021, this is the first time the technical analyst is giving any consideration for bullish sentiments concerning the leading crypto asset. During a Wednesday broadcast, Soloway gave a much-awaited update on his Bitcoin price prediction, especially the crucial levels to watch out for within the next few days as the markets fully take in the impact of the CPI data. During the broadcast, Soloway also discussed the CPI data, which according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, rose by 0.1% for the month compared to 0.4% in February. The report also showed a 5% increase year over year. What do these figures mean for asset prices, earnings, and the overall economy in the coming months? Will the rally be sustained, or is another major pullback imminent? Watch to the end as Gareth Soloway discusses these and many more important insights and market trends. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps our videos reach more viewers. Thanks and enjoy the video.
What I want to talk about today, we got to get into the CPI data. The CPI data is the major factor of the day. It's driving price action this morning. The S&P futures initially popped sharply to the upside. We saw Bitcoin even pop a little bit, although hasn't taken out yesterday's highs yet. We're going to discuss that, as well as gold's price action here in the near term, oil, natural gas, you name it. We're going to cover it today. But first, let's get into the CPI data. All right. Take a look at the CPI data. What we basically see here is that consumer prices climbed 5% at an annual 5% pace in March. What does that mean? Well, that was actually a little bit better than expected. All right. So that's a little bit better. All right. The consumer price index increased 0.1% in March, according to the Labor Department, compared to 0.4% in February. All right. So again, what that's telling us is that inflation is slowing. The only negative to this report today, folks, was if you strip out food and energy, inflation actually increased. All right. It upticked. An annual growth rate pace ticked up from 5.5% to just 5.6%. So there was one little negative in that report that has me on slight amount of alert today. And again, here you have the 5.6% right here, which is where the number came in. And again, the market was expecting a 5.5% clip on inflation. Now, again, overall, I think this report was a slight positive. We are seeing the S&P futures rally to the upside. But for the most part, really what we want to do is we want to go into the charts and see what the charts are telling us. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and look at this, guys. If you were here last week, we talked about this channel, this consolidation range. Where did I say Bitcoin could go? I said it could go to 30,500. What was the high yesterday? 30,500 and change. What are we doing today? We're holding basically flat on Bitcoin. All right, you guys know, if you know, I shorted some Bitcoin via buying BITI yesterday, nibbled a little bit on that, so far up on that trade. We're going to watch to see. This to me is the groundbreaking level. Not big money buying. You have to be aware of that. And that's something that, again, gets my attention as well. So again, we should know over the next few days, maybe over the next 5 to 7 days, do we get above this level? Do we hold? In that case, then the low is in. All right. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to go bullish and buy Bitcoin. That's ridiculous. You would never buy and chase a move like this. What it means is, if you get a confirmed bottom in on Bitcoin at 15,700, then on pullbacks, you start to buy more aggressively. At supports, you buy more aggressively. And that's the technique that, again, has made me the millions of dollars that I have made and I continue to make on a monthly, yearly basis in these markets, whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, whether it's commodities. Some of you guys asking, is it still priced in that Bitcoin could still go down to the 12 to 13,000 target, maybe even 9,000? The answer is, as long as we don't confirm and hold above 30,000, this 30,500 level right in this vicinity, the answer is yes. So again, that is still on the table. If we were to confirm and stay above there, then you have a different scenario where likely the 15.7 level, 15.6 level is a low pivot on the charts.
Gareth Soloway might be turning bullish in a few days, but not until Bitcoin holds above the $30,000 level for a few more days. He's also not completely letting go of his infamous $9,000 to $13,000 prediction for the leading crypto asset. Before we bring you more clips, let's know your thoughts on Soloway's Bitcoin price prediction. Is there any chance the leading crypto asset will make a new low in this cycle? Or do you agree with analysts like Plan B who believe this is the beginning of a new bull cycle? Let's get back to Soloway's broadcast as he gives his updated price predictions and analysis for other top crypto assets, including XRP, Ether, and Solana, as well as his overall outlook of the USD and the US economy.
XRP, to me, short-term resistance, and I think he would agree with me, short-term resistance was hit around 55 cents, 56 cents. You had that pivot top going back to September of 2022. It's pulled back. The only thing I have a little concern about is you're making a little bit of a bearish flag consolidation pattern over the last week or two. So again, doesn't mean there's a lot of downside. There's a lot of support around 47 cents, but it could have a little bit of a dip here, which also makes sense if we did see a pullback in some of these cryptos, like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, then you could also see that as a possibility. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, again, continues to struggle here. Same thing. Even though Bitcoin recently took out its highs, Ethereum has not. So it is a little bit under pressure. Remember, you do have that fork. I think it's called the Shanghai fork coming up, and that could be creating a little bit of stress on some of those players out there unwilling to commit ahead of that fork in case. And this, by the way, this happens a lot with forks, is that people are nervous that something could go wrong, and so they usually step back. So you're going to lose a few buyers going into that event, which could explain why Ethereum is struggling just a little bit. I can take a look at Solana real quick here. I see a couple people asking for Solana. Solana did have a breakout above this wedge pattern. I did talk about that in my verified investing crypto analysis just last night. The question here is, how high does it have? Short-term resistance right around 24 where it is, and then you have a lot of resistance coming up. So if you're someone who's in Solana, watch this level. This is going to be your mega level right here. See these pivot tops? That's right around $26.70. That is going to be a major, major level. All right. Now, if we look at Matic, and again, these are all ones I cover in my daily videos that I post on Verified Investing Crypto, but Matic is not looking good, guys. All right. I don't know what's going on here, but the mere fact that it hasn't been able to get a bid when we've seen a lot, even Solana's gotten a bid now, that's problematic. It's just holding on to this trend line. If it breaks, there's not a lot of downside before it hits support, but that would be someone there as well. All right. Let me see what else we have here. The dollar, guys. So this is why the markets rallied, and now this is why the markets are giving it back. So number one, if we look at the intraday chart, look at this. All right, look at the drop in the dollar on the intraday 10-minute chart when that data came out. All right, why did it come? Why did the dollar drop? Well, the concept here is super simple. If inflation is dropping, then it means the Fed has to hike less. That means it potentially can even cut rates in the future. That's weak for the US dollar. Okay. So again, that's the key on why it dropped. Now, why is it rallying up? Now, notice that the markets rallied when the dollar dropped, and now the markets are pulling back a little bit when the dollar's rallying. So it's the dollar's getting a bounce. Number one, it was a big sell, so you generally get a technical bounce. Number two, just like I said, remember, if you look behind the curtains, there, the CPI data actually upticked if you strip out core core stuff, which is food and energy. So there's still some little signs of kind of higher inflation in the system when you remove that food and energy from the calculation. Basically, to summarize here, I am looking to short into this rally. Okay, so essentially this bounce is a great bounce pre-market, but looking to short, I'll look to pick up some individual swing trade shorts on the back of this. I know that's counterintuitive to a lot of you guys. So many people out there are hook, line, and sinker, bull market back in crypto, bull market back in stocks, bull market back every which way. I'm here to bring some sanity to the otherwise insane world and tell you that that is not the case. It's not the case because of this mere fact. All right, the bottom line is we already know earnings are going to drop. If you look at the valuations on a Microsoft, on an Apple, they are trading at ridiculous valuations. Those two stocks alone make up a huge chunk of the S&P 500. That's going to bring valuations down. We already heard last month. In fact, we just had a downgrade on Microsoft. I believe it was yesterday based on their Azure growth. All right. So again, these things like that are going to bring the market back in. In addition, I still have it priced in that we're going to see a second half recession.
Ether's Shanghai hard fork was initiated and completed a few hours after Soloway's broadcast on Wednesday. The much-awaited upgrade was triggered at 10:27 UTC and finalized about 15 minutes later. With the upgrade, withdrawals are now enabled for users who stake their Ether to secure and validate transactions on the blockchain. According to reports, around 285 withdrawals for about 5,413 Ether had been processed roughly half an hour after the completion of the upgrade. However, the withdrawals are fewer than many analysts predicted. Before the Shanghai and Capella upgrades, several analysts predicted that the upgrades would be a major sell the news moment which would tumble Ether prices. The opposite has happened. As of press time, the largest altcoin has jumped by over 5% to $2,123, its highest price in 8 months. However, it may be too soon to tell how users with staked Ether will seize the opportunity of finally having access to the staked tokens within the next few weeks. What are your thoughts on Soloway's price predictions and outlook for the top crypto assets and the overall U.S. economy? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.